And joining us now on our broadcast, a man who made history, of course, as he becomes the first man since Steve Johnson to capture back-to-back NCAA singles titles. Fair to say no one is a bigger fan of moving this event to the fall than the man joining me now, Columbia senior Michael Zheng. Michael, first of all, congratulations on a job well done. Let's just start there. To be a back-to-back champion, what does that mean to you? What are you feeling in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now, it's just relieved to get through that match. It was definitely one of the tougher matches of the tournament. Trevor's been playing really well, and after that second set, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, maybe I'm letting it slip away. But I just pulled down a little bit, took a bathroom break, and then just started locking in from there. And I thought the level was really high in the third set, and really could have gone either way. And I was just happy to walk away with it. And obviously, yeah, back to back is unbelievable. It's it kind of doesn't feel real right now. I'm sure it'll sink in a little bit later, but yeah, it feels amazing. So for sure.
I'm sure as you comb through the hundreds of messages on your phone, you'll be like, I really am a back-to-back chat, aren't I? And so, you mentioned it, and we were peeking in on it here during our women's coverage as well. You were down a break early in the second set, but you had a bunch of break chances to level things, and to just let those get away, to see it be a 6-1 score line. What does go through your head in a moment like that? What did you have to change tactically, or maybe just it was a mental thing in set number 3 to re-find your footing?
Yeah, I think the big thing was, I just didn't make enough first serves in the second. And obviously, Trevor has a really good return. He does a really good job taking the second serve early and just putting a lot of pressure on you. I thought he was hitting his forehand really well today as well. So, I was just feeling that pressure. I was looking kind of just to put that kind of same pressure on his serve. And then, after that deuce point, I missed that kind of mid-court forehand to get the break back this for the second time. I was like, maybe I just give him the second set and then just try to, refocus and, make more first serves in the third and just trying to get that hold after getting broken like a couple times in a row, just to reset and then, find that footing again, as you said.
No, you did exactly that. And, as the defending champion, we talked to you early in the week, and it did feel as though there was a calmness to you as you went about trying to defend this title. And yet, look, it's a championship Sunday. I'm sure there are inherently always nerves. Like, what was your mindset going into today? Were there nerves? Like, it's after the fact. You can tell us now. Just what was the approach as we head into championship Sunday? How was the sleep last night? Were there many hours there?
Yeah, I mean, I think the previous like two experiences definitely helped. I know my first NCAA final was I was like the night before I couldn't sleep. Right before the match I couldn't like move at all. I was so nervous. But that experience definitely helps, but doesn't necessarily get that much better. But you just like know how to kind of deal with it. Like I slept actually pretty well last night. I was able to get some sleep. But when I woke up this morning, I was like so nervous. Like right before I walked on court, like I wanted to cry, like in the locker room. Like I was just like, I was kind of a mess. But then, I just had that previous two experiences. I knew he was definitely probably feeling the same way. Similar experience for him. It's his first time making the NCAA finals. So, I knew he was going to be nervous, coming out nervous as well. So I was just trying to, put some balls in play and find the footing early on.
Yeah, and for those who are curious, because fans of yours will know you're top 200 in the world, you captured 3 challenger titles in the last few months. How does a title like this compare to that? Like, what is the value to you of an NCAA singles championship and, dare I say, a back-to-back one at that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think, the NCAA championship is definitely, in my opinion, at least bigger than a challenger title. I think throughout my career, you're going to play dozens, of challengers. There's just so many challengers throughout the year. Obviously, great accomplishment to get that first pro challenger title. But at the same time, you only get 4 chances at an NCAA title, and it's one time per year. So it kind of feels like, if you don't perform, you miss that chance. And that's why, there's so many expectations and so much pressure because it's just one tournament per year. Anything can happen. One guy can play unbelievable. You can have a bad day. So it's just, finding that consistency and just that kind of, how do you say it? It's like similar to the Grand Slam on the Pro Tour. Like if you win a Grand Slam, it's kind of similar to winning NCAAs in college.
Yeah, you won a college Grand Slam, a 2-time college Grand Slam champion, my friend, if you'll let me say. And I saw the embrace between you and head coach Howard Endelman. I'm curious just what he means to you and to be able to do this for him, for your program. I know that's why you are back. Talk me through the importance of that relationship.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I credit all the college success to Howie. My freshman year, I came in, expecting obviously to play high in the lineup. I was playing well in juniors and going to college, I had high expectations, but obviously it's, a huge learning curve. Everyone is great in college. Everyone's super solid. So, Howie's done a great job building the program, Columbia Tennis. And we definitely wouldn't have had the success that we've had without Howie, for me for sure. So Howie's done an unbelievable job, and I owe a lot of the success to him and Columbia for the support and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, my last final two questions for you. The obvious one is, what comes next? Last year, you had like 48 hours before you were shipped off to Paris to go win that Masters BNP title. This season, are you playing that event again? Or do you get a week off? Are you going to just relax a little bit? What's that schedule look like for you?
Yeah, I'm actually not playing the event this year. I think they also moved it back
Uh,
1 or 2 weeks, so it's I think first week of December now. But actually, Nick Kotson, my teammate, is going to play that instead of me, so I'm going to be cheering him on there. But going back to school, I have 2 days of school before Thanksgiving break. I have some schoolwork to catch up on.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, just going to enjoy it with the team for a few days and just kind of let it sink in.
No, deservedly so. And yeah, again, in these next 2 days, now's the perfect time to go grab that swim test, my friend. This feels like the
Yes.
window for you this last month of the year. And then, again, everyone wants to know, you've captured this singles title. We feel like we're going to get you now for the spring. Is Australia in the plans? Just out of curiosity, top 200 ranking, you can get into qualifying there. Just, is the next month and a half maybe obviously preparing for the spring, but will you be preparing for qualifying there as well?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan right now. I'm just trying to figure out flights and what tournaments to play before Australia. And it's the one Grand Slam that I didn't get a chance to play in juniors. So the rankings at the point where I'm into quali. So might as well give that a shot as well.
Yeah, it's even better than playing it as a junior, playing the pros, which you have
That's
the
for sure.
opportunity to do. And again, 3 challenger titles, a top 200 ranking, back-to-back NCAA singles titles. And again, for fans at home, you surpass Samdev Devarman, most wins at this singles event in the modern era. First guy since Stevie Johnson to go back-to-back. You deserve all the accolades, my friend. You also certainly deserve some rest. So go relax, go celebrate. Columbia senior Michael Zheng, your 2025 NCAA men's singles champion. No one deserves it more. Congrats, my friend. And thank you, as always, for tolerating our nonsense.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Alex.